Alright, sorry about that, guys. I just had to change the stream. Alright, so we just had news. Again, guys, I think this is going to deliver us all the way up to this buy side. I would not be surprised if today is a buy day. To stop out everybody who is trying to short these markets. But we'll see what happens here at this buy side liquidity. Relentless people, what's up? Warriors for Shua, welcome back. Sorry, guys. I know that the name was said test. I was doing a test yesterday to try and get the music to work. So I realized that people probably aren't seeing this stream if the title is all messed up, if it just says test. Relentless people, was I talking to you in chat the other day? I was talking to you like in through the comments. I talked to a bunch of people, so I'm not 100%, but I believe I spoke with you. Okay, so we just swept buy side, guys. If we get some kind of a setup from here, let's say we come back and we take out the buy side again and we get an IFEG right here. That will be a pretty decent short. Maybe we can get something to test 8:30 and midnight. Wow, look at that. Yeah, immediately I have more viewers. Just changing the title. As far as any sell side liquidity, any equal lows, I don't see anything that formed. Are these equal? These are perfectly equal, but they're right next to each other, so I don't put as much value on them. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 do you guys see these? All right, so there are perfect equal lows right here. Let me just double, triple check. I just want to make sure that they're not fooling me. We're going to use the L down here. Obviously, the low of this is 21.309 or 21.24250, 21.24250. All right, so these are equal lows. So I would not be surprised, guys, if we end up getting these today. It's possible. I'm not going to say with 100% certainty because nothing is 100% certain. But maybe we get something A+. Again, I would love to see this high get swept one more time, and then maybe we get an A+ short. But why would they let them bet $500 trillion? The government can't bail them out from that. Huh? Where did that come from? Did I say something about the government or politics or something? I don't remember. We have this wick here too, guys, that I would not be surprised if we hit. The derivative market. I don't get it. Chase Morgan Stanley. I know, but what what does that have to do with anything that I said? Or are you just pointing something out? Or was there news that came out or something that I'm missing? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. How's the music now? Can you guys hear it okay? I turned it down a little bit. Okay, I want to delete some of these lines off this chart just to make it cleaner, guys. So we have this. This is a 15-minute gap. Let's see how it looks on the hourly. Okay, we have a pretty decent looking hourly fair value gap right here. Ooh, huge. I don't want the magnet tool filling the whole thing. So guys, I don't know what's happening here. Okay, this is one of the situations where I don't know where the market is going to likely go. It's a financial nuke like 2008, but way worse. It'll catch up eventually. Interesting. Music is fine. Okay, cool. Yo, what's up, DCTV? Okay, we're in a macro time now, guys. We just swept this buy side, or we're gonna sweep. We swept this buy side, but I'd love to see this get swept and maybe get a nice 1 minute IFEG from there. But yeah, very tough to know where we're gonna go now. We swept this. I mean, we inversed this hourly fair value gap. You guys can see it right here. So I would not be surprised if this drives us all the way up to the next buy side and maybe into some of these hourly gaps. So if we can get some kind of a setup, guys, I'd love to take it. But for now, I don't see anything that's A+. Wish I did. And again, for those of you who are just tuning in, I was saying that when we're in the middle of a range, it's very tough to trade. Now we've broken out of it. So one of two things is going to happen here. Obviously, either we're going to continue higher or this is going to be a reversal spot. Oh, yeah, I do remember you, Relentless. Yeah, I do remember you. But I've taught you guys a lot of the time that when obvious liquidity is hit, a lot of the times we reverse in the markets. Now, this is a tough spot because we had a massive gap and we filled it yesterday. So I think there is likelihood that they will reverse to the downside. I do want these London lows, but we have to be careful because we have perfect equal highs up here. So we'll have to see what happens today. But so far, I'm not seeing, like on the lower time frames, I'm not seeing anything A+. No obvious fair value gaps forming here. No real obvious liquidity. We do have this 930 low, which I will mark. And we do have perfect equal lows that formed in London. So I want these to get hit later on. Maybe this happens today. I don't know. The structure of this doesn't seem like it's something that would be very likely to happen, but we'll have to see if we get a very bearish reaction from this buy side here. We have a very small 30-minute fair value gap. Whoops. Very small 30-minute fair value gap right here. So maybe we get something that pulls us up into here, and then we get some kind of a rejection from there. Just going back to the higher time frames to see if there's anything I'm missing. That also correlates with another hourly fair value gap, so we will see, guys. But like, there's nothing here, nothing I can take, right? We're not even trading into fair value gaps. We're leaving breakaway gaps. So definitely a tough spot to be in. Congrats to everyone who's in end phase though, guys. We've been adding this pretty heavy here and also selling puts. So all my puts are printing here that I'm selling, meaning they're bullish. And yeah, so we have earnings today. Hopefully these end up being positive earnings and we push. I think we're going to fill this gap ultimately in the 80s. So I would love to make a nice profit on this trade. We'll see what happens though. So again, guys, you see, like, even though I believe this is going to hit, right, this buy side liquidity right here, am I taking a trade here? No, there's nothing, right? If we get some kind of a setup, like let's say we come back and trade into these order blocks, or we come down and sweep this liquidity and then go up, maybe we can take something. But for now, guys, there is nothing A+. As I always say, if you're here for entertainment, that's great. But if you want to make money and you want to be entertained, those are two very different things, right? You have to look deep down inside and decide if you are trading to make money, or if you're trading for a dopamine hit. And depending on what your answer is deep down inside is going to be whether or not you make money or you don't. It literally is like, it's pretty much as simple as that. Let's see how everything else. Nvidia is reacting nicely. Tesla is still acting weak on all of this. I would not be surprised, guys, if you're in Tesla. I am also a Tesla holder. Me and the Discord, we've been adding between like $150 and $200. This whole zone I was adding in. And obviously we've had a massive push since then, but this weekly fair value gap, I think, is going to be where the market ends up drawing to. There's sell side liquidity here at 373, give or take. So I'd love to see the market come down, maybe test this like 365 area, and then we go higher. I'm going to be selling puts when we get into this zone. So when I do, obviously I will alert the Discord, but okay, there's buy side, guys, and we're trading into the, potentially into the 30-minute gap now. Again, if you want to scalp up to here, by all means, that's up to you, but I do not do that stuff. I'd rather take an A+ setup and trade it with size and not have to live in fear of potentially rejecting randomly for no reason, especially with Trump in office. With his posts, he often moves the market super quick because obviously he has a lot of exciting news that he gives out. So that can either tank the markets or shoot the markets up like we saw yesterday. Oh, and Relentless. We discussed, are you like newer to trading? I forget. I think you were. I'll have to look back at the chats, guys, but I remember Relentless. Oh yeah, you were looking at the 5-minute IFVGs, and you were pointing out how you liked how the system looked, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so pay attention, guys, to how we trade into this 30-minute. I wouldn't be surprised to see a rejection somewhere here. But again, guys, super tough spot to be in. This whole move here, I mean, there's nothing has occurred in here, right? Like, where are you getting an entry in any of this? You're not. Okay, so NQ, you can see here, guys, is behaving a lot stronger than ES. You see the Asia high up here, and then the Asia high has been strongly swept on NQ. Okay, so we are getting a potential reversal here. Oh. Thought that was going to end as a red candle, but it did not. Actually, it's going to. We do have this 1-minute fair value gap here. Can label it as an IFVG. We technically did just sweep buy side, guys, so I would say this is pretty decent. What I would prefer to see, though, is I don't like it when we sweep buy side with just one candle and then we immediately get an IFVG. I would rather see something like this. I'd rather see the market hold this, come up, sweep this high, maybe trade into the 30-minute, and then get the dump. And what we can do when that happens, we can target 50% of the leg. So for now, 50% is down here, right? But let's say we get this sweep higher, then we'll move the 50% to up here, give or take. So maybe the 50% ends up being at 21 something. So we'll see what we get, guys. So if this just inverses immediately, I personally will not take it, but whatever you guys decide to do is up to you, obviously. I can USD JPY sell something slight. You can, or you did. I mean, you guys can do anything. You can click the buy button on NQ with $100,000 right now and end up losing all of it in the span of 7 minutes, right? I mean, it's whatever. You can do whatever you want. How is everything else doing? What are the biggest winners today? Oh, let's go. My boy Enphase is one of the bigger winners in my watch list of stocks. Biggest loser, PayPal after earnings. Yeah. I would be all out of this, guys. This is another one that we did a swing trade for in the Discord. We were in it in the low 60s. So like I think when we gapped up here, I took a trade in this fair value gap, making it an IFVG. and we targeted buy side liquidity. So I took my trades off at 76 and 80, and now we're having a pretty big dump after. I do think ultimately, guys, that PayPal will probably hit 103, but until we get another A+ setup, I will not take anything. DZ, I did, lol, my bad. Do most of you in here just trade NQ, or do you guys trade other stuff as well? I know DZTV trades Forex, right? And then some people trade oil, some people are trading gold, I've seen. But for me, guys, I stick to NQ and NQ alone. And then obviously we have our swing trades, but as far as like futures are concerned, I don't trade anything else. Charlie Norman, 0 DTE options. Oh, guys. Okay, so I have a friend in real life. His name is Med, M-E-D. Okay, and he loves trading short-dated options. Short-dated, like this week expiring Friday. And he just buys randomly, just hoping things are going to work. Like yesterday, he bought puts and he was like, bro, the momentum's too strong. It's going to keep going down. It's going to keep going down. And I was just like, bro, please. He's been trying to trade options for years, constantly loses money. I keep trying to tell him how to trade. He doesn't listen because he's like, oh, I'm doing this for fun. It's just like, why? If you, again, I said this already, but if you guys are trading for the dopamine, by all means, keep going. But if you guys want to make money, I'm telling you right now, 0 DT options, very slight chance that you're going to actually make money over time with it. Now, there are very specific situations, like maybe once every like 3 or 4 months, I'll see a setup that's so good at the end of the day that I'll take some 0 DTEs, but it's with such a small risk, and if I make good money with it, fine, right? It's a model where I expect a massive move in the last like 30 minutes of the market session. So, by the way, guys, I do call those in the Discord, but that only happens once every 3 or 4 months. So it's like one time, like 3 times a year, give or take, 4 times a year that I do that. But are you profitable with it, Charlie? Are you making money DTE, or is it just a for fun thing? He says yes. Yes to what? That it's for fun, or that you're making money? or just yes. Is that how we're gonna leave the answer? So interestingly enough too, guys, we did inverse a 4-hour gap right here. We closed above it and we used it as kind of like support to go higher. I would not be surprised if we end up filling the 4-hour gap. So meaning this high at 21,725, give or take. This area, right? This 4-hour, it's a huge gap, but would not be surprised to see it fill. What do you guys think? Should we scalp this? A 1-for-1 right here up into this fair value gap? Gear Grind, good morning, bro. Good morning. Gear Grind is always hype. I love that. He's always excited. Every time he comes in here, he's really excited to trade. And it's late for him. Well, not that late, but it's the afternoon. He doesn't have all the energy that the morning people have. He's all the way in Pretoria, South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. So watch for a potential trade into this now. There it is. There's the 30-minute gap. So if we end up getting the 2-minute inverse to the downside now, guys, I do like this. I do like this for a short. At minimum, to trade into 50% of the leg. and potentially down to the 9:30 open, right? There's this wick that we left at 9:30. I've shown you guys this before. But when that happens, a lot of the times we get delivery back down to it, which ends up being a great trade. So guys, if we end up getting the 2-minute close here, I think I'm going to try this. So if we get like an engulfing candle here and close below the 2-minute fair value gap, stop to break even will come at this low. And yeah, this will be my one trade for the day. Let me check the new week opening gaps quick just to make sure that there's nothing I'm missing. Yeah, so we're trading above a lot of new week opening gaps. We do have one above us. But this to me looks pretty good. Let me look at the 3 quick. No, never mind, guys. Look at the 3-minute. We have another fair value gap right here that could just be used to hold up price. Not an A+ spot, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm even looking at the 30-second chart. Look at this top step account. By the way, guys, it's finally back above 50,000. Even the 30-second, we don't have an IFEG here. So like if there was an IFEG here, I would try this on the 30-second and stop to break even at this low, but not A+ enough, unfortunately. Right, like if we close below this 2-minute, great, right? This is a great sign, but then if we look at the 3, we have another fair value gap right below it. So we could easily close below the 2, trade into the 3, and use that to go higher. I've made that mistake quite a few times on stream, and we ended up taking a losing trade because of that. My goal here, guys, again, not to entertain, it's to take the most A+ setup where light bulbs are going off or whatever, alarm bells are going off in your head, and you can't resist taking the trade. It's that good. When I look at this trade, it's like, is it great? No. It's not A+ for sure. And like I said, I was looking for a 30-second entry, but there was nothing. So, and this ended up not even being an engulfing candle. An engulfing candle, you can see that the high of the red candle didn't sweep this one, and then this candle did not sweep the low of the green candle. So it's not an engulfing candle. If we end up closing below the 5, maybe we can try something. But again, we have a new week opening gap right here. I just wish this printed differently. We did just inverse this tiny 1. But it's too small for me to even consider. Alright, look how small this is. Nobody's paying attention to this 1-minute gap. But I would not be surprised if this ends up working down to this low. And I know a lot of people here, guys, that are itching to take trades, but I'm telling you guys right now, every day there's probably at minimum one setup that is so freaking good that it's hard to ignore. But your objective as a trader is to wait for that setup. Like this looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, okay? We swept this high, we traded into the 30, we have a 1-minute inverse, but because this inverse is so small, I am not gonna take this personally, though I do think it's gonna work down to the sell side. And then if you are in this trade, guys, which I personally am not, again, I'd rate this, because of how small this is, I'll rate this a 6.5 out of 10. If this fair value gap was bigger, I would rate this probably an 8 out of 10. And my target would be, a stop to break even would be at this low, and I would target 50% of the leg, which right now is at 21,534.50. So, again, will this still work? Probably, but it's not A+. ES finally pushing? No, ES still has not taken out its Asia high. Let's go. End phase sold puts up almost 30%. Hyped about that. Okay, so if you were in this 1 minute short, guys, you can see that the candle closed back above, so this trade is invalidated. I would have closed this out. You guys know my model. When you take out a high, you trade into a bearish PD rate, and you inverse a bullish fair value gap. That is the entry for the trade. The stop loss primarily is a close back above, so you would have to be out of this trade now. Guys, who else in here is new? Are all of you guys regular streamers? I want to know if there's anyone new here that has no idea what my model is. If there's anyone that doesn't know what NQ is. Who here has been in the stream before, and who here is completely clueless and looking at this like, what the hell is this guy drawing on the screen? So we do have a pretty decent looking 30-second IFEG right here, but we didn't sweep any liquidity. So is this A plus to the upside? No, but we're probably going to go up again here. Up to this buy side, maybe trade into the top of the 30-minute gap, right? We still have quite a bit of this fair value gap to fill. We only filled about half of it, even less. Casper, I'm new, just made $160 for my first trade. Let's go. What did you take, Casper? Did you take a long? What did you take? I hope it wasn't one of my signals, because I didn't give a signal. And you guys can be honest, guys. If you're taking stuff just based on what I'm saying, would not advise that. I hope it's of your own trading process. And guys, I'm telling you, look at this leg of price, okay? Do you see any A plus fair value gaps? There's zero. On the 2 minute, on the 3 minute, nothing here screams to me this is like excellent price action. Yes, we're delivering cleanly, but there was nothing A plus in any of this leg of price. Nothing. I took gold on the hour on a fast trade on NAS. I'm new to trading, so still learning. Welcome to the roller coaster, Casper. You're about to embark on a emotional roller coaster of ultra highs and ultra lows, most likely. And if you make it out the other side, you are going to be a happy man. Wow. So for those of you guys who don't know, I've been trading, like just looking at charts and trading in general for almost 5 years. And I wasn't profitable for the first pretty much 2 years of trading. Took a very long time. It took a lot of mistakes, took a lot of frustration. And So I've always been profitable in the sense that like my long-term positions and my swing trades, all of that was good because I was following people that knew what they were doing. But as far as day trading is concerned, it took a very long time to be profitable. Okay? It took a lot of pain, a lot of lost money, and then eventually you deal with so much stuff that you decide that you're going to be disciplined, and that is where it's led me. So the old me, guys, I would have been like, oh, this 30-minute fair value gap is for sure going to hit. Let me take a trade up to here. I even said it on stream, right? But because I'm disciplined enough to not take a trade, I did not take this. Even though it was decent, it's not good enough. I now only click the button once, twice max a day, and it's for an A+ setup. You guys saw me take a trade yesterday. It was a loser. But as soon as the loss happened, you saw that my emotional state, even though it's annoying to lose and it sucks, I decided that's it. I'm not trading anymore. And I didn't exit the screen, but I logged out of all of my live accounts, all my funded accounts. I only took a trade in a funded account yesterday. So I logged out and that was it. I was done. And if you guys can do that, that in itself, a lot of people don't realize, being able to take one trade in a day and being able to log out of your account immediately afterwards, lock yourself out, that in itself separates you from 99% of traders. 99% of traders cannot take one trade every single day and be done. And eventually, if you trade for long enough, you will realize that it's far more valuable to do that. If you wait for the A+ setup, that one trade is going to deliver you a huge amount of money, whether you're trading to the upside or the downside. You have a lot of confidence in the system, and you end up riding that trade for a big period of time, and it ends up making you way more money. So it's much better, in my opinion, than taking scalps. Again, everybody has their model, right? So I'm not going to bash you if you take a bunch of trades during the day if it's profitable for you, if you have a system. But as long as you have a trackable, repeatable system where you can use data to know if you're winning over time or losing over time. If you don't, okay, so here's another thing, guys. If you are just clicking buttons, okay, and you're not tracking your trades, you're not tracking your data, what days are you winning the most? What days are you losing the most? What time of the day are you making the most money? What time of the day are you losing the most money? If you don't have all that stuff tracked, you're probably not going to be profitable, okay? Now, you don't have to be in extreme detail like that, but at least have a model and screenshot it every single day. So like, let's say I get a trade and I take it and it's a winner. I track it in my notes. What went well? What was bad? How did the high time frame look? How did the small time frames look? And whether it's a winner or a loser, you track it. So at least have that data. But there are softwares out there that you can track what time you're taking trades, what day of the week you're taking trades, what day is most profitable, what time is most profitable, how long are you holding your trades. All of that stuff is important to know. So like if you guys use prop firms like Top Step, there's like a performance stats section and you can see what your stats are. And personally for my live accounts, I use something called TradeZilla, and that tracks all of my data. It shows you your win rate, and again, all the times of the day you're profitable, the days of the week, and you can also label the setups you're taking, so you can kind of track what model is working best for you, all different types of things. But again, guys, you can see here, we are literally just barcoding. There's nothing happening here. Nothing A+. Okay? Zero. Nada. Zilch. I would love to see us trade back down into this 15-minute fair value gap. So maybe we get some kind of a short to rebalance this. That would be really cool. But ultimately, I do want to see this low get swept. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm looking at some previous days in the market where we had basically a buy day from the start of the morning without any retracements. I track everything, guys. Like every single type of day, I track it. And I have like basically a note system where I go back and look at different days to see how they're behaving, to see if there's something behaving similar to what we're doing now or what we're seeing now. It's rare to have like a continuous buy day where we have very little retracements, but sometimes it happens. I really wonder, guys, if we're going to get a setup today down to these lows. I think it's possible. But what I would also wouldn't be surprised with is if we end up trading to these equal highs above us and then getting a really nice short setup down to them later in the week. One of those two things I think is going to happen. Again, guys, ultimately, my draw on liquidity is going to be this sell side right here. This low, this low, and this low. I've explained to you guys, the best thing you can do to be profitable is look for very obvious highs and lows in the market. So we have these equal highs here, perfect equal highs that I'm looking to get hit. We have buy side here in blue that maybe we hit as well. And then maybe from there we get a reversal down to London lows. I've seen a lot of data relating to Trump and his tariff policies and just his general policies. In 2018, we had a very similar structure in the markets on the daily time frame, and we ended up like really chopping around like crazy. And in that situation, we had lows down here as well, obviously. We always do when we form these kind of consolidation patterns, and we end up trading down into them. So would not be surprised to see these get hit. And then ultimately, again, guys, my main target is this daily fair value gap. I want to see that balanced, and then maybe we get more upside from there. So always be looking at the higher time frame. Always, always, always. Did we just form perfect equal highs here? Ooh, did we? Nope. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, all right. Okay, guys, I like this. I like this fair value gap right here. Love this one. If this holds, I really like this. So we just traded into the 30, right? Nobody sees this 30-minute gap, by the way. It's very small. So if we manage to hold this fair value gap at this size, I don't want to see it get any smaller than this. Okay, see, I don't like this now. See how it's really small now? I would have rather have seen this held at a higher, with a bigger size, because I want this to be like a very strong looking fair value gap for people to use it as support. And then ultimately, if we close below it, I would look to target this low. I mean, it still doesn't look half bad, just doesn't look that good. But yeah, guys, it's too small for me to take now. But if we close below this, do not be surprised to see a complete dump to this low. So you can see we're using it right now as support to go higher. I don't know where this is trying to draw. Oh, we do have a high here on the 15. And maybe it's aiming for that. I'm looking at the 2-minute chart now to see if any fair value gaps are forming, but there's really nothing great, guys. This looks pretty good, okay? I know it's small, but it's a 5-minute fair value gap. And yeah, if we end up closing below that, I think that'll be a nice short down to this low. Oh. Can you please turn the gain up on your volume? How about now, guys? Can you hear me better? Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, I did change the settings yesterday, guys. I apologize. I was trying to get the music to work properly. But yeah, if it's a good balance between the music and my voice, then that's good. Man, this is a tough spot to be in, guys. Again, there's no setups here. Nothing is forming here. Is there any A+ setups here to go up? No. You guys need to see, there's a difference between clean delivery and bad delivery. And this, I mean, this looks clean. Don't get me wrong, this is a nice, clean upside move, but there's no entries anywhere. There's no entries in here. Everything is just kind of meh. I wish I could say otherwise, but that is the truth. I would love to see this little 5-minute hold, but doesn't look like it is. There is a 3-minute that's closing below here. I would not be surprised, guys, if this ends up dumping us. But I need to see a 3-minute close and a 1-minute. It's not A+, though. Like, look how small this fair value gap is on the 1-minute. Did we close below it? Nope. See how we're holding it, guys? 3-minute is a little bit lower. 3-minute is right here. If you guys want to try something, if you want to try this 1-minute short, I mean, you're welcome to. But again, is this A+? Absolutely not. Also, we just formed, are these, oh no, these are not equal highs, never mind. I do like that we are rejecting the 30-minute gap and we're wicking. So that is the one thing that I see going for us here. We'd have to wait for, of course, a 1 minute close. I'd love to see this candle sweep up first. If we can sweep up and then get the close below, maybe that'll be better. But nonetheless, maybe we'll take this with 1 NQ. When does a 3 minute candle close? 48. Yeah, guys, I'm a little nervous that this 3 minute is going to hold and bring us higher, so can't take this, unfortunately. But I don't think it's bad, guys. If you want something to trade with a very small size, like maybe trade some micros with it, your stop loss would be a close back above the 1 minute for value gap. Take profit would be down here. This is only a scalp, if anything. Again, it's not a plus enough for me to take, but if you have a different criteria to me, by all means. So that was the entry right there, right? The 1 minute close below the bullish for value gap. Stop to break even at this low, and then I would target this low, personally. Maybe take a partial here. Are these perfectly equal? No, they're not. So I would stop to break even at this low, and I would partial at this low, and then take your full TP here. Okay, so stop to break even here. I would move it right now. I wouldn't even wait, because yeah, so we did actually sweep it, or we made perfect equal lows here, guys. So I would definitely move your stop to break even. So if you're in the entry here, move your stop, because if we're truly bearish here, we should not leave these equal lows. We should stay here, maybe come up slightly, wick up into this box, this fair value gap, and then come down. Okay, so we do not want to see the market come much higher than what this green candle is printing here. I want this to be like the high. I don't want to see us trade back into this area. Is anybody in this? In the short right now with the stop to break even? He's waiting for the IFEG on the 5. Well, there's not really one anymore because we wicked down. Like this is, I think this just changed since I drew it on the chart. This is also like a 3 drives pattern. If you guys know ICT, 1, 2, 3 highs, then they reject the market. So yeah, I would not be surprised if this ends up dumping here. So the 3 minute did inverse now, guys. It's really small, but I still think it will probably work. Charlie's in the 601 SPY puts. At minimum, I want to see this low. If you're in this 3 minute short, guys, I would definitely move your stop. I would honestly make a hard stop above this candle's high, because this, if this is bearish, this should reject from the 3 minute and go down now. I really like that reaction. Yeah, I really like that reaction. I like that we have equal lows too. So definitely move your stop to break even if you haven't yet here. If you were in the 1 minute, you probably would have gotten stopped out on that. But you can see here that it seems to be working now. I don't mind a scalp here 1-to-1, honestly. But you do not want to see the market come back here. Like the only excusable thing I would say here is maybe one tick above this high and then reject, but we should just reject now. We should not come back. Excuse me. But if you guys were in this short and you didn't move your stop to break even here, definitely if these equal lows get swept, move your stop. Definitely. We did inverse this tiny 5, guys, but it's too small now. I believe it was bigger when I drew it out earlier. But regardless, I would still like to see the 15-minute rebalance. We're also in a macro time. You know what, guys? I'm going to try this with one contract here. My stop loss is going to be right above this wick, and my TP is going to be down here. Stop to break even when these equal lows hit. So this will be a pretty small loss if it is a loss, but I like it enough where I'm willing to try it. So my stop is going to move to break even once these equal lows hit. Okay, so I'm moving my stop already right there because we just swept this low. I want to just see this cleanly deliver. I do not want to see it come back here. All right, so this is a free trade now, guys. I love this system, again, because you can move your stop quick. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out, but otherwise this should be a nice delivery down. Okay, so there are the equal lows. Beautiful. Up 220. Hold on, let me move my stop here on my other account. What I'll do, guys, I'll move my TP to this low right here, just in case we don't end up sweeping, but I think we will. Hopefully I don't get stopped out on it, again, for break even, but we'll see. And it was a break even stop, guys. Again, guys, I am protecting myself. This could potentially just be a very bullish day, and we might leave breakaway gaps. So, again, I like to move my stops to break even quickly, especially on a day like today where we could have a trend day to the upside. And yeah, unfortunately, it was a break even trade, but who cares if I have a break even trade, right? It's free money. I'm not going to complain. So, the other thing that could happen here, guys, is we get that one sweep above this wick and then we reject now, but we are trading into that 5-minute that Warriors for Yeshua is pointing out. MM just grinding premium away, yeah. So do not be surprised, guys, if, like I said earlier, if we wick above this high, which we just did, and then now the rejection comes. I would not be surprised. But again, guys, I only enter price once in the leg. I'm not going to enter this trade twice. I wanted to see this after sweeping the equal lows. I wanted to see a perfect delivery down. So the fact that we didn't tells me maybe things will be more manipulated. Could easily see this reject down to the low now, but I could care less. I've already entered once in price. I can only enter price again. I can only enter the markets again on a completely new leg of price. This is what disciplined trading looks like, guys. I move my stops quickly. I'm aware of the context of where the market is. If we're in a trend day, if we're bullish, if we're bearish, if we're more likely or less likely to reverse. I know when equal lows are likely to hit, so I move my stop to break even quickly. All of that stuff is super important. And at the same time, I'm managing this on funded and eval accounts. I love it when you guys talk about bulls and bears. But Yeshua, I really like that, bro. It sounds like since you started, like since I started seeing you on the stream, I think you seem a lot more disciplined. Somebody say Rocky Mountain oysters? Tristan, I don't know what that means, bro. Guys, am I like uncultured? Yeah, you definitely seem to be more disciplined, bro. You seem to be taking less and less trades and being more and more selective, which I love to see. So again, guys, did I get stopped out on this? Yes. Did I say that this was probably going to hit this high and then reject? Or that was another option? Yes. Okay, it's not just me, right? How you know he's watching a good streamer. Let's go. I think those are pig balls. What the heck is a pig ball? Guys, I have no idea what... I don't know what any of these references are. They are bull balls. Oh. Rocky Mountain oysters. If you're referencing the same thing there. Okay, so guys, I'm pretty sure this low is going to be swept now. You have to look at the higher time frames. They want to rebalance the 15-minute fair value gap. Not surprised if this goes down here. If you guys want to scalp this, I would keep your stop above this high right here and just let it ride. Totally up to you guys what you do. Again, not a plus. I've already entered in the leg. I'm not doing it, but still think these are going to hit this low and this low. Also, guys, if you're in the stream, make sure you like it. I always forget to say it, but it really helps the algorithms, helps more people see this shit. If you guys are in this short, guys, by all means, don't be afraid to move your stop to break even, because if this is going to be a trend day, sometimes they don't sweep all the lows and they just bring it up. But this is all really lackluster price action. This IFEG that formed here, very small, not a plus, but you can see we're trading back into it once, and now I think this will end up being the rejection, but still. Nothing here is like super, super clean. I tried to short yesterday in the morning. I told myself I'm not taking the first setup in the morning ever again, only a plus. Yep, bro. Telling you, most of the time, guys, if you see a IFEG setup or any setup first thing in the morning, right at market open, a lot of the times it ends up being a false move. So scalped off the retest, entered at 653. Very nice, Tristan, and swept the low at 629. 629. Okay, so that's a very nice little scalp there. I like that. That's a good trade, Tristan. If you're looking for scalps, he basically was trading the range here. So the high of this candle to the low of this candle, swept the high, traded into the 3-minute IFEG, and then reject, and he took his profits at the low of the candle. You guys see why I don't enter a leg of price twice? I think it's good, Tristan. I mean, time is fractal. So also, guys, that's one of the things I talk about in the course that I just made. Again, it's going to be completely free on YouTube. One episode is going to come out every Wednesday. I made a playlist. So tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. Pacific, which I think is 8:45 Eastern. Yeah, it is. The first episode will come out. It is, yo, what's up, Pepe It Up? Good to see you, bro. So the course, guys, is going to be literally for absolute beginners. It's going to start with very beginner topics, like literally what is NQ, what is ES, what is a candlestick, high, low, open, close. Then I go into liquidity and fair value gap. So if you guys don't understand like the markets in general or how fair value gaps or liquidity work, I'm literally going to break it down as simple as possible. The first episode covers NQ and ES, what a futures contract is, what a stock is, blah, blah, blah. So if you're not completely new to the markets, you can skip that one. And then the second episode covers liquidity in a basic sense, and then liquidity on the charts, how they react with fair value gaps. And then the third episode is going to go over inverse fair value gaps. That one is a little bit more detailed. So I'm going to go over, it's going to get more and more complex as it goes, but it starts very basic. So if you are completely new to the markets, definitely watch the first 2 episodes. And then as we go into more detail later on, I'm going to go over new week opening gaps. I'm going to go over order blocks. I have some other stuff written down here. I'm going to go over like risk management principles, depending on your account size, how much you should be risking, how much you should be looking for as a reward on a trade, what percent of your account you're going to be risking. I'll go over prop firms versus cash accounts, all that stuff. And then I think the last episode we'll go over option selling, because that might have to go into a few different episodes. A lot of you guys have been asking me how to do option selling. That's how I generate a lot of monthly income apart from day trading. So I'm going to go over what I do selling calls and selling puts, how it works, and yeah, how you can benefit from it. So that'll be the last few episodes. But definitely watch that if you guys are new, especially the first few episodes. I think it can benefit most people, but definitely the new people in the beginning, watch the first 2 episodes. I got an 80% flash sale on Apex. Got me a 25K account. My max D drawdown is 1350 because I screwed myself yesterday. Yeah, also guys, when Apex gets like a 90% or an 80% sale, definitely take advantage of those. I have a 300K and a 250K funded, and then I have like 4 50Ks. And yeah, now I'm trying to get funded on Top Step so I can start copy trading. Otherwise, I have to just trade on the individual accounts, which I prefer not to. My goal, guys, eventually, I mean, I've already paid for all the bigger funded accounts, so I'll still use them. But my goal is to just have a bunch of 50Ks and then just like do small trades with it. It's not a little spooky that they're doing another sale so soon. I don't know, bro. I mean, listen, Apex seems pretty legitimate to me. They've been around for a long time. They made like $50 million in profit the last quarter, or like the last month. I don't even know. Or maybe it was last year. I'm not sure. For the whole year, but I don't think they're struggling. People always freak out every time. They're like, oh, they're doing another sale. They're doing another this. They're doing another that. Okay, cool. But like, doesn't really matter. more than 90% Warriors for sure. It's more like 95%. Yeah, these prop firms are crazy. They make a lot of money. And it's so funny. Like, so there's this... I don't want to... Okay, I'm going to bash, actually. I do want to bash this guy. There's a guy... I don't know if you guys have heard of him. His name is J Dunn Trades. J Dunn. J-D-U-N. When I first started trading, I heard about him for the first time. And I realized that everything he was saying was BS. Like, he was apparently a short-dated options trader, trading stocks like Tesla, Google, Microsoft, blah, blah, blah. Claimed to make a lot of money. And regardless, I joined their Discord, and I was very new to trading, and he would never actually trade. Like, he would show his chart on the screen, but he would never tell you when he was entering or exiting a trade. And then, like, let's say in the rare time that he did, he wouldn't show any execution on the screen. Okay, he wouldn't show like why he was entering, what candlestick, and for what reason. And then if the trade would go against him, he'd say like, "Oh yeah, I booked profits when it moved down slightly. Why didn't you guys?" Like, he wouldn't explain his thought process or when he was exiting a trade or why. He would just like once the trade would happen, he would just say, "Oh yeah, I exited." Or like, and if it won, he would say, "Oh yeah, I'm holding this runner all the way to the moon." But he would never like actually show his executions, which was very suspicious to me. But anyways, he opened a prop firm, and he's calling it Funded Futures Family. Like, his whole theme behind his community is family. And it's just ironic to me that a prop firm, the only way they make money is by traders losing, primarily. They do make money off of good traders. They copy them. But primarily, they make money off of people losing. So he's naming his prop firm the Funded Futures Family, which I think is really ironic. But I would never open a prop firm personally. A, it's a lot of work. Inherently, I wouldn't say I'm a lazy person, but I prefer to do things that I enjoy, not just opening random businesses. And yeah, it's literally it's a mafia. That's what it is. But yeah, I would definitely not open a business that only profits off of people losing. That's how they make most of their money. Okay, 95% of the accounts that get opened on a prop firm end up being blown. So they make a ton of money off of people that are trying to trade. And even the ones that end up getting funded accounts, most of them end up blowing the funded. So when you see all these really cool, flashy, shiny, 90% off sales, pass in one day. Okay, cool. You pass the account. But if you can't consistently be profitable, you're going to blow that account. So you just dropped the, whatever, $15 or $16 for the prop firm, $100 to fund the account. Now all of a sudden you blow the account in like a few weeks or a few months or however long it takes because you don't know how to be profitable, and now you're wrecking yourself. So don't fall for the flashy stuff, guys. You need to be able to pass an eval account, for example, taking 20 trades or 30 trades or 40 trades. The 1 or 2 day pass, unless you're profitable and you know it already, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's not worth it. Words for Yeshua. I'm really liking the inverse for value gap script by Lux Algo. Sure. I mean, again, guys, I don't use other people's indicators. You don't need it. You just need to you need to know yourself how to find the best fair value gaps and just mark that one on your chart. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Gotta use the restroom quick. Man, nothing's going on, huh? Yeah, if you guys are newer to inverse for value gaps and you want to see them being marked out, by all means, guys, do anything that helps you. But at the end of the day, the thing that's going to help you the most is drawing them on the charts yourself, practicing, and eventually getting good at marking the best ones. Patience, 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 patience. Patience pays, guys. Do, 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 do. Yeah, there's nothing here. Zero. Ah, I see. That's good. That's good words for Yeshua. If you're using it for that reason, if you're not like, uh, if you're not using high time frames, or you're not like looking at, you're not scanning all the time frames, I could see how that helps you for sure. So one other thing that I will try here, guys. I think this looks really good. Let's say we come up and sweep this high by a tick, right? And then we immediately reject and we have a big down close candle. I would like to take this. This is like now a new leg of price, right? We're not trading in this whole range here. Now we've made a higher high. So we changed structure in theory. So this is technically a new leg. If we close below this, guys, this low is coming. Warriors for Yeshua, you don't have ADHD, bro. ADHD is fake. I hope I trigger you by saying that too. I was put on all types of medications when I was younger. Bro, we're all autistic. Don't worry. We're all autists here. Should I name this group the Autist Family? The Funded Autist Family? We're all autistic, bro. We all have ADHD. You're not unique. You're not special. Everybody has autism, bro. We're all autistic, and we all can make money in the markets if you're patient. I was put on all kinds of meds, not when I was like really young, but like in high school, I decided that I wanted to get Adderall because a lot of my friends were using it, and I got a prescription for it. I just told the doctor that I had trouble focusing. The first time I took, okay, I'm not going to use words because I don't want to get canceled, right? I don't know what the YouTube algos do, but we'll call it the letter A for whatever I'm talking about, right? When I first got A, I took it in the morning before school, and I literally felt like I was at a rave. It was the most like godlike feeling I've ever felt in my life. It was crazy. I was like tweaking in the middle of class. I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get off this stuff. It's crazy. It's so fun. It like makes you feel like a god. It's not even about focus. It gives you this like insane rush of motivation. That is what it's. Most people, okay, 100% of people, unless you have some actual severe mental illness, you don't have ADHD. You have a lack of motivation of doing the thing that you need to do. That's why you procrastinate. And so when you take this thing and it floods your brain full of dopamine, you're all like, whoa, I can do anything now. I wrote a 15-page essay on in vitro fertilization. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like the process they use to help people get pregnant when they can't get pregnant. It's like a random thing that I got assigned for class. A 15-page essay, and I was like scanning all this stuff. It was like insane. It was actually crazy. Like imagine coffee times 1,000,000, but like it feels way better. So I used to take that shit, and slowly over time you realize like the highs get lower. It's just like the markets, bro. Higher highs, lower highs. Every time you take it, that high you get is less powerful, and the come down afterwards, whoo, it ended up getting so bad. So I was like, no, I'm not taking this anymore. So I took it for like 3 or 4 years. Nobody has ADHD, bro. Trust me. It's pretty much just like prescribed methamphetamine. And Yeah, not worth it. Trust me, guys, you don't have ADHD, you have a lack of motivation or desire to do something. And that is either changed through changing what you do or doing something that you are more passionate about. You have to change your mindset, change what you do, or change what you're working on. It's one of those three things. Yeah, 100% Warriors. So I hope I hope that this did not convince you guys to start taking A. Okay, that was not the objective of this talk. The objective was to make it's diet meth. Yeah, that literally is diet meth, guys. All right, so then we have perfect equal highs right here. So imagine if we can sweep these and immediately reject and then close below this 1 minute for value gap, I'm taking this short. Stop to break even at this low. I'm going to take half the position off here, and I'll probably hold runners down to this new week opening gap. Diet meth, bro. I love that. All right, let's take a look quickly at what everything else is doing here. Simon. Yeah, bro, we're all on the spectrum, bro. Everyone's on the spectrum in one way, shape, or form. Whatever you want to call this spectrum. We're all on a spectrum, bro. Light is on a spectrum. We're all on a spectrum. Just try and stay in the middle of the spectrum if you can. What do you mean, Warriors? I know back in the day, Coca-Cola used to have seed. I'm not going to use the word, guys, because I don't know. I shouldn't have used the M word either. Meth. I know back in the day, in like the early 1900s, Coca-Cola used to put C in there, put that stuff in the ingredients in their recipe, but then they stopped it. Now it's just high fructose corn syrup, which is just as bad. Unless you get the Mexican Coke, then you got it with sugar, which I like. Mexican Coke in a glass bottle, that's all you need, guys. Stop drinking. If you guys want high testosterone, stop drinking out of plastic water bottles and stop drinking high fructose corn syrup and get all the seed oils out of your diet. Yeah, Simon, I'm going off the rails today, I think. I used to love Dr. Pepper. So ever since like college, I used to go on crazy binges, drink a ton, do a bunch of other stuff. Evan Lucas, I love Red 40. Well, you're in luck, bro. They're keeping Red 40. RFK is only banning Red 3 apparently, which is, I think, not as bad. I don't know. It's to numb teeth. Is it really C, Warriors for Yeshua, that they use to numb teeth? I thought it was like Novocaine. I think you might be mistaken, bro. No, definitely not, bro. I mean, I know the feeling of the numb gums, and it's not the same feeling you get from the dentist. Yeah, send a link to the article. Oh, maybe it's Novocaine. Yeah, that's probably what it is, bro. Novo. Yeah, who knows, bro? All the names sound the same. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so in college I did a lot of drinking, a lot of other stuff, and I just realized like it just like made me feel like ass afterwards. So my entire like after college life was pretty much focusing on health. So now I eat primarily very clean. Like 90% of my food is not processed. And then very small amounts of times I'll eat processed food. But I'm like super into health. I don't drink out of plastic water bottles. I don't eat seed oils. I don't eat high fructose corn syrup. I don't have any artificial colors. So Ooh, this looks pretty good, guys. So here's what I'll look for, okay? Here's what I'll look for. If we end up inversing this 1 minute, I'm not taking this short, guys, because we have equal highs right above. But let's say we inverse this 1 minute, we trade to the downside, and we get a nice 1 minute IFEG. I'll look for a trade up to these equal highs. Coca-Cola produces 3 billion worth of pure C per year. That's what I'm looking up on Google. Kratom, bro. I've heard about that stuff. Sorry, I shouldn't have used that word. K. I've heard of that stuff. I've never used it. I don't recommend that, friends. But yeah, I've heard that there's some it's pretty fucked up. Okay, so here's another thing, guys. I told you this already, but if we sweep these equal highs and we sweep this high and we get a nice inverse, that'll be really good to the downside. I like that for short. For a short. Man, can the market just do something, bro? It's going so slow. Whew. Warriors for Yeshua, aren't you a religious man? Isn't that a picture of Jesus on your icon? What are you doing Kratom for? K4, bro. Thought you were a religious man. Ooh. 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 Damn, bro. Yeah, get off that shit. I'm glad you're off of it. I see. That's why you got the name. Alright, so bro, at least you're doing the lesser of the evils. I'd much rather see you do the first thing you mentioned than the other two. Those are deadly, for sure. Wow. That's crazy. Bro, I've heard of a lot of people that have like a religious experience and it like saves them from their addiction. So that's awesome, bro. Props to you. Crazy. Were you religious as a child, Warriors for Yeshua? Like, were you raised Christian or? Yeah, congratulations, bro, for getting through that. That's crazy. I'm lucky to have never had to deal with, like, I don't have an addictive personality. I have friends who are heavily addicted to alcohol. And yeah, it sucks to see, but I think a lot of them are working on it, so. I got OXY when I got my wisdom teeth out. It made me way too dizzy. I'm over a year clean from... Wow. Good for you, bro. Congratulations, Warrior for Yeshua. Proud of you, dude. That's awesome. Okay, guys, so watch this 1 minute inverse. There's also a 2 and a 3, but I think, honestly, you can wait. You can just take the 1. I'm not taking this because we have equal highs above. I would love to see these get swept first and then get the inverse. If that happens, guys, I'm taking this full port short. Yeah. Give a round of applause for Warriors for Yeshua. That is so awesome. It's all fun and games, guys. Not serious. Okay, so we're getting a bullish reaction out of this 1 minute fair value gap. Again, guys, would love to see this push up to here. Let me see if there's a 30-second long. Pretty decent looking 30-second long. But it hasn't closed above yet. Maybe we can try a scalp up to there, up to the equal highs. Yep, good man, Yeshua. So I'm looking at the 30-second chart here on Top Step. You can see here that we have 2 fair value gaps in this leg. If we close above this, guys, I think this is a good scalp up to the equal highs up here, wherever they are. So again, guys, if this 1 minute short presents itself, am I taking this? No. And the reason being is because we have perfect equal highs above, okay? Once this does get swept and we can trade into the 15-minute fair value gap, I'll look for a long back up to here. That's the only thing I will consider taking now. $30 is not closed above the fair value gaps yet. Wow. Okay, so look, the 30-second guys did not close above here, but it looks like it's probably going to, and then you would target the equal highs right above this internal high. So like right here, there are perfect equal highs. So these should hit now. Stop should be the break even though. If you entered here on this candle, your stop should definitely be the break even, and just let it run. If it's gonna run, it'll run. If not, then you'll get stopped, but it looks pretty promising so far. Want to see a strong bodied candle close. So that was fair enough. But again, your stop should be at break even here, guys, if you're in on the 30-second chart. And just let it move. If it does, great. If it stops you out, fine. And stop out or no? Wow, close to a stop out, but not quite. Wow. So definitely, guys, if this is going to be bullish here, we should not go past this 30-second candle's low. Definitely, Tristan. I mean, look at how the candles move here. You can change this so it's not like it doesn't move so fast. But this, yeah, this should drive us all the way up to the equal highs now, guys. But yeah, it's very enticing to overtrade. But they have that system, like I showed you guys, that you can only take a maximum amount of trades. I changed my trade limit to 3 because for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a glitch or if I'm just not doing this correctly, but when I trade with 2 contracts and I reduce half the position and get stopped out or basically when I take 2 contracts and I only take partials, I think it counts as 2 trades. So that's why I put it at 3. So there's the equal highs, guys. Now, if we get a sweep of these highs, maybe we sweep this, what was this high again? The 15-minute fair value gap, and then get an inverse. I would love to see this come down and trade into this low. So let's see what we get. Oh, that is how it works? Okay, so yeah, I did it correct then. I moved it to 3 trades. And I think, like, even if I take 2 trades, Tristan, right, with 2 contracts each. So the first trade, right, I'm taking a partial, so it counts as 2 trades. But, like, let's say the second trade, now I have 1 trade left in the day. And I'm taking it with 2 contracts and I partial. Does that mean that, like, will it auto-liquidate me if I only take partials on the second trade? Or will it allow me to play out whatever contracts are still open? I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. Okay, so we just touched this by a tick. I think it liquidates. Oh, okay. So maybe I'll change it to 4 trades. So if this inverses, guys, I love this to the downside. Love, love, love. I think that looks A+. So this is a trade, personally, that alarm bells go off in my head. Okay, and my take profit on this trade will be this low. So the thesis behind this, guys, we just swept a 15-minute high. We have an order block here, but I'd love to see us trade into this 15-minute gap before going higher. So if we can get the inverse, hopefully it's like one candle, I will take this short. Let me see what the risk will be like on MNQ here. Oh my god, this looks so good. This looks so, so good. Oh, it didn't close below. Oh my god, that sucks. Damn. Wow, it didn't close below. So guys, we need to see it close below. It hasn't done it yet. We get rid of the 30-minute gap so it's easier to see. This is my trade, guys. Stop to break even when this low hits. And yeah, that's it. See if we get it. You guys see how like alarm bells go off my head? We hit buy side. We hit buy side a second time. Obvious 1 minute for value gap. Everyone's trying to long this. If it fails, at minimum we're going here. It's a free trade and I take a partial here and a partial down here. It's that easy. I'll probably just hold this though, guys. I won't take a partial here. I'll just let it run all the way down to sell side. And if we can take out this high again one more time and then dump, it'll be even better. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Do you guys understand? If anyone doesn't understand why I'm taking this trade right now, let me know. But for me, this is an A+ setup. We're also potentially forming an order block here. I hope it closes on this candle. Really do. But if it doesn't, guys, it doesn't. I am willing to risk this on the 1 minute, even though, yeah, there's not really anything on any other chart that I like. So the 1 minute looks really clean. Still got to wait another like 45 seconds. So I really want to chase this, but I can't, guys. Cannot chase it, but it looks really good. But we need to see a close below the fair value gap. $30 seconds. Let's see how the candle closes. I love how inducement like this candle looks. This is a very bullish fair value gap. Okay, please close below. Please. Give me the close below here. Nope. Doesn't look like it's happening, guys. So we gotta wait another minute now. Like, think about all the people that are longing this fair value gap. They're probably sweating right now. Right now, they're feeling good because we're trading in the mean threshold of it. It looks like it's being used to bounce higher. But this could easily collapse, guys. Just letting you know. Again, guys, I love this system because I only take the trade if it confirms. I need to see a body close below the fair value gap. And that is my signal to enter. Stop loss will be a 1 minute close back above. Take profit will be down at the sell side. And again, guys, the thesis behind this is that this fair value gap should be filled. So, whoops. Okay, we gotta wait another minute. Hopefully it doesn't just collapse without us. Anybody else taking this trade? Or are you guys all too scared? Again, I'm not trying to convince you to take a trade. I'm just curious, what is going through people's minds right now? Do you think this chart looks too bullish to take a short? Do you think that, are you just nervous because maybe you took a loss yesterday? How do you guys feel about this trade? Warriors for Yeshua says he'll take it. How about everybody else? I want, and if you're not taking it, I want to know why. Have you already taken a trade today? Do you not trust the setup? Is there something you're seeing maybe on the higher time frames that you think is negating this? Well, how do you guys feel about it? Because I love it. Ooh, did we just form equal highs there? Ugh. Ugh. That's gross. That is gross, guys. So what I need to see here now is these equal highs completely get smoked and then a down move. So I love that. Okay, I love that we just swept these by a tick. Greg got in calls this morning. Wow. Off of what? Simon says he feels like it's playing too slowly. That's fine. I can accept that that thought process. That personally doesn't bother me. I actually like what I'm seeing here. I love that we swept these equal highs by a tick. Especially if we can do it on this candle and close below. That will be a great entry in my opinion. And I think this is going to come all the way down here. But I do understand that, Simon. If we close below the fair value gap and it starts like teetering up slowly, I would be a little bit more worried. Like if we get the close and then we immediately speed up, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see us close below with a body and then go up slowly. So, and again, do you guys see how this system, I need confirmation. I'm not just entering randomly. Like if you would have just entered this randomly here, expecting the market to collapse, we don't know that the market's going to collapse here. We have no idea if the market is going to react bullishly or bearishly from this fair value gap. In theory, it should act bullishly, which it's doing right now. But we know the market is giving us a signal that the structure is changing if we end up closing below it. Okay? I got in on a sweep zone. I don't know what a sweep zone is, Greg, but Charlie stopped out of the 601 puts and entered the 602. Interesting. Interesting. So nobody else apart from Warriors for Yeshua. Oh, actually Charlie said he wants to enter 602 puts. One thing I would suggest to you, Charlie, I don't know how profitable you are or if you are profitable or how long you've been trading for, but if you want to be more accurate with your trading, I highly suggest you switch to futures. You will have much more accuracy. You will be able to move your stops more easily. You don't have time decay that's going to mess with your trades. Tax purpose wise, you're going to save a lot more money on taxes if you do futures. So many reasons to not trade options. Just hate to break it to you guys. I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but it is a very, very tough. Trading is hard enough as it is. Okay, so when you include theta decay now, so the trading is hard enough. When you include time as well going against you, it's like another variable that makes trading even harder. So, yeah. Wow, I'm getting hungry. Not really Warriors for Yeshua. To sell options, you have to have a lot of capital. To trade options, to buy them, you can trade with very little capital. You don't need... That's why people resort to trading calls and puts. Robert, where's the puppy? It's on the couch outside. She'll come scratching soon, though. Don't worry. But yeah, trading options, the reason a lot of young people are enticed to trade naked calls and puts is because it can be very cheap. You can trade 1 day expiration, 0 day expiration, I think 2, 3, 4, 5 weekly, whatever it is. And you can get them for very cheap, but there's a reason it's cheap. It's cheap because it's very high risk and the odds of success are very low. And there's someone on the other side of the trade selling you the option, which is me. and I make profit off of it. So what I would suggest, guys, trade futures and get into selling options. Cut buying options out of your trading entirely if you're not profitable, for sure. And if you are buying calls and puts, they should be long dated. Bless you, Robert. I appreciate you joining the stream, and the dog should be here soon. She'll come scratching soon, and I'll show you guys her on the screen. I know some of you love that little mini schnauzer. I've never had a dog before that I've been so in love with. It's so cute. It's the sweetest thing. It won't even hurt a fly. It's like, and it's so sassy. Like, it has such a personality. Barely barks, only when the cleaning lady's here. It doesn't shed because it's hypoallergenic. It's like half poodle, I think. It's potty trained. It like, you should see it at night. It like falls asleep on the couch like a human. It's crazy. I'm from PA and we say bless you. Charlie, just have to make the... Yeah, bro, just make the transition, bro. Get a TradingView account or get a prop firm and start trading with the prop firm. It's going to benefit you so much more in the long run, I'm telling you. Ooh, this 1 minute short looks pretty good. This is pretty low risk. Let me just make sure there's nothing I'm missing here. Ooh, guys. Okay, I'm going to try this. If we get the 1 minute close here, I'm going to try this short. Okay, we didn't get the close, so can't take that. This to me looks like it's getting ready to collapse here. But I need to see the close below. Guys, stop to break even will be at this low, and I'll just hold it all the way down. Oh, this looks so good. Oh my god, this looks so good. Okay, guys, I front run that on an eval account. That's it. And my take profit is going to be all the way down here. So I front run this on an eval. That's it. Not on a funded. On a funded, I'm waiting for this close. But I want to see a stop to break even at this low. And then, yeah. If I get stopped out here, I have a hard stop right here on this trade. Okay, so there's the close below the 1 minute. Okay, so technically this is an entry. It's higher risk now, right? Because we've had this big down close candle. But I still think this should dump here. And once we get a close below the 1 minute, that will be your entry for the short in reality. Woo! Let's go. Okay, so if you guys want to enter this trade, guys, wait for the 1 minute to close. Stop to break even at this low, and I would take partials down here. This looks really nice. Again, I'm only going to enter this, guys, on a funded if the 1 minute closes below here. Let me look at the 2 and the 3. There's a really nice looking 2. A really nice looking 3. Everything looks good here. I like this for shorts. And again, guys, the thesis is that we're going to trade back down and fill this 15-minute gap. Okay, we got... No, we didn't get the close below. This is probably just going to run without us, guys, in my opinion, but we'll see. So hopefully this doesn't completely reverse here, but I'm fairly confident, guys, that we're going to leave this gap. I might be wrong. We might come up and trade into it, but I have a feeling this is just going to stall here, and then we're going to collapse to these lows. Do you have to get a margin account or will a cash account work? So when you trade futures, Charlie, you're trading with leverage no matter what. Oh, I hope I don't get stopped out on this eval. It's going to be for break even. My entry was here, guys, on my eval account. What was the question? Oh, so you trade with leverage when you trade futures. So you're always trading with leverage, but you use your own cash. You don't, there's no like margin account. You don't have to pay like any fees or anything for trading with margin. So I want to see us trade into this 1 minute gap here and then reject, ideally. So yeah, you don't need a margin account, quote unquote. So we did trade into this 3-minute, guys, so we could use this to bounce and go higher. But again, my entry is already, I have a stop at break even, so it's a free trade for me. You guys can see the funded or the eval account. This was my entry right here. My stop is already at break even, and I'm going to take a partial here. So let me change this. Limit by 1 contract here, and I'm going to take another partial here because my entry was so good that I don't need to wait for the whole move. But again, I can't enter on any funded accounts yet because we did not get the 1-minute close. I'll have to wait for that. So I do not want to see the market trade much higher than this. I want to see this be the rejection to go lower. And if I'm wrong, guys, again, the 3-minute is going to be what we use to go back up here. So we're also about to enter a macro time, which I like. So we'll see what happens there, but really hoping this doesn't come back up here. I need this to be like the high that's forming right here on this candle. Trading into this tiny 1-minute right here. This is what I don't want to see the market really come back to this. It could, don't get me wrong, but I'd prefer that it just goes here. There'll be more strength if it does that. Come on, market, let's dump here. No, the candle just started, guys, so if this is going to dump, it's not even going to give you an entry. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to enter this on a funded account yet. Hopefully it gives us an entry, though. I'd love to see that. If you're really risk averse, guys, I would probably wait for the 3-minute to close, right? Because this could be bullish to go higher. I doubt it, but I would go, if you're going to enter on the 1-minute, guys, I would go smaller size. I'll probably do it with 1 NQ. If we even get the entry, right? Okay, hopefully we get this entry here. I don't like that we have a 1-minute for value gap here there. Okay, so no. All right, there's an entry on the 1, guys. I'll take it with 1. Stop loss will be a close back above, and then TP will be down at sell side. If you are super risk averse, guys, if we trade into this 1-minute for value gap, I would definitely move your stop to break even, because we could use this to bounce and go higher. So again, this will be a small loss on my funded account and a break even trade on my eval if this ends up failing. But I think it looks pretty darn good. We do have a 5-minute, tiny 5-minute gap here. I'm keeping a hard stop on this, guys. Because if we bounce out of this, then we're just going to go higher. But I think this will reject. Again, guys, small risk for me on this. It's taking out all those buy orders at those wicks. So, guys, if this gets swept here, I'm moving my stop to break even on the funded. I don't even care because I don't like that we have all these little fair value gaps. All right, stop to break even. This is a free trade. If we are bullish, if we're truly bearish here, this is just going to collapse. And I could make 750 on the day. So let's see what happens. I love this reaction so far. If you guys want to take a partial, if you have more than 1 contract, I would suggest taking a partial here, but I think this is going to collapse lower, so we'll see. Up 114 on the eval, up 200 on the funded. Wow, I hate managing a bunch of trades at once. It's kind of frustrating. But again, I'm taking a partial here on my eval account, and I'm holding the funded all the way down to this low. Up 400. Okay, boom. There's a partial. Let's go. I'm moving my stop to this the candles, this body right here. Let's see if we get our fill. I think I'm going to take my partial at this volume imbalance, guys. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Fully booked, baby. Let's go. Who took that? Who took that? All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to get hyped there. But we've been waiting all day for a trade. Let's go. Who took that, guys? Anybody else take that trade? This is called algorithmic price action, guys. I know you like to talk about the bulls and the bears. Zach took it. Let's go. Let's go, guys. By the way, I'm sorry if the clapping is making is loud on the mic, but that is an example of patience and execution. We hit a high time frame PD array. We got an immediate rejection. This was a really nice looking 1 minute. I took it. I front ran this. We got a beautiful 1 minute close on the 1 minute time frame. Managed our risk properly, and now we are booking our profits. So again, guys, my stop on my last contract for this trade is up here. If you are in the 1 minute short from here, you should definitely have your stop to break even. And just let this play out. I think we're coming back to retest this 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, we need to rebalance price. That's how the market works. We need to rebalance fair value gaps. So I think we're going down here to this low. But because I have trailing drawdown, especially on the eval, I'm moving my stop quickly. And I prefer to take profits early so that I'm not dealing with that trailing drawdown. Congrats to everybody. Ooh, Warriors for Yeshua up 2,200 on the day. That's better than me, bro. Congrats. Way better than me. But I'm glad that you guys stuck around. I hope this taught you discipline. That is what's important. And yeah, that's the name of the game, guys. One trade I took to get. You guys all watched me. Whether or not you believe that somebody is profitable or they're a good trader or a bad trader, watch how they trade, okay? Doesn't matter what account you're looking at right now, okay? I took one trade the whole day. You saw me not clicking any other button because everything else I saw was not A+. And as soon as I see something A+, the alarm bells go off in my head. I execute. If it's a winner, it's a winner. If it's a loser, it's a loser. That's it. Okay, guys? I don't know how else to explain it to you. All that I want to teach you, if you can just sit and wait for the A+ setup, you will be profitable over time. I can show you guys this time and time again, every single stream. You wait, I wait for one setup and I take it and that's it. And most of the time it ends up positively. Sometimes it ends up negatively, but that's the name of the game. You're going to lose sometimes, but if your winners are bigger than your losers, you always end up in the green, right? Robert, how long is the usual time to learn enough ICT to buy a funded and trade grinder accounts? Grinder accounts? What are we doing here? Dating apps? I'm not on Grindr. I don't know about you guys, but so Robert, when it comes to learning ICT, I think you meant to say bigger. Oh, funded and trade funded accounts. So you know, with a prop firm, you start with an eval account, right? Okay, guys, so I might get stopped on the second part of the position here. My stop, again, is above this breaker, this order block right here, and this order block. So above this candle's high is where my stop is on the rest of the trade. I do want to see us just reject from here, though. I'd rather see it collapse from here. I'm probably going to move... Yeah, I'm going to move my stop above the OB. So I'm moving my stop on the eval account right here. But if you're in on the 1 minute from here, you should have your stop at break even. Or right above the OB, whichever you prefer. What kind of things we trade on there? Oh. What do you trade on Grindr? STDs. Sorry, guys, I had to. So, Robert, sorry to answer your question. I know I'm getting distracted. To be profitable with ICT, it took me over 2 years. It took me over 2 years to become a profitable trader, okay? If you learn from somebody who knows what to look for and is able to get past all the fluff, I would say that 6 months is possible. However, it's not just about learning the models. It's about psychology, okay? It took me a very long time to be able to sit at a chart for we've been streaming for, how long have we been streaming for? An hour and 55 minutes. It took me a very long time to be able to sit at the charts for almost 2 hours and not click a button. Okay, that takes a great deal of discipline, and it also takes a great deal of pain. I have gone through countless losses in my life when it comes to trading, and for that reason alone, I credit that to my ability to be patient. Eventually, guys, you lose so much and it becomes so painful and frustrating. I love winning, okay? I'm a winner. I love competition. I love winning sports. I love doing all this stuff, but that also drives me to want to take action. And so that was a main reason why I was taking so many trades and losing also. There's a lot of deep-rooted things, whatever, but basically it takes about 6 months, in my opinion, to learn a profitable model. And then for a lot of people, unfortunately, a painful event to learn discipline. Now, for some of you, maybe you can get past that without the painful event and learn discipline on your own. For me, it took a big struggle. So I'm going to be transparent. I'll be honest with you guys. That's what happened with me. And it took me over 2 years to become profitable trading ICT. It's not a system for the faint of heart. Trading is not for, and just in general, trading is not for the faint of heart. So. And guys, I'm happy to have taken that trade. If I get the secondary win on the second contract, awesome. Again, guys, my stop on the 1 minute entry is right here. I'm going to probably move it right above the body of this OB. And that's it. So, again, I'm still in on a funded and on an eval account. What you're seeing here is not a funded account. This is all paper, by the way. But if you're in on a funded account, definitely move your stop to either the body of this candle or this candle's, this order block's body, I would say. Somewhere here is where we're probably looking to go if they're looking to stop out short traders before moving it lower. So glad I decided not to take a nap. I prayed for this last night. Let's go, bro. Warriors, you got balls, bro. I mean, I think you're a decent trader. I don't know how long you've been trading ICT, but you're taking this, if you're taking this with cash accounts and you're making 2,200 without that much experience doing it, that's freaking awesome. Again, I don't know how much experience you have, but still. So guys, think about this. If you entered on the 1 minute here, the market is, the algorithms like to drive people up to their stops and then go lower. So we should, if we're going to reject, it's got to be from here. Okay. Oh, eval. Oh, it's a prop firm. Oh, it's an eval. Okay. That's fine, bro. Yeah, I was going to say, that takes a lot of balls to trade with that size when you don't have like a real back-tested system. But this was the entry for the one, guys. You can see that we came up, and this candle, this is not coincidence, okay? This candle comes up and touches the entry for the 1 minute short. Okay, that is not a coincidence in the market. Okay, this is algorithm. So if you start talking to me about bulls and bears, and we see this candle sweep this to a tick and then reject, that's not bulls and bears. That is coding. That is algorithm. That's computers. I'm telling you guys right now. This is too coincidental to be buying and selling pressure. It's impossible. This is like, and this happens on the regular. Every single day this type of thing happens. So you cannot tell me that miraculously the bulls bring the market perfectly up to the tick of the entry of the short. Because everybody that's short here gets stopped out on this candle, right? That's why I said to move your stop above this order block, somewhere above the body. If this ends up being the rejection, guys, and it's perfect to the tick, you cannot tell me that is buying and selling pressure. That is completely algorithms. Sorry to break it to you, if you believe in buying and selling pressure. But we'll see. Maybe we end up sweeping above. And then you guys can call me a clown. Just kidding. Sometimes we do like to go above entries. But this is very, very non-coincidence. This is all by design, in my opinion. And if you read the markets long enough, you will see this shit happen time and time again. And again, do I care if this ends up stopping me out? No. For me, it's a profitable trade on this eval. So, could care less. And on the funded as well. I moved my stop, guys, above this body. So if I get stopped out, it's going to be a partial and a tiny loss. So the partial was huge, right? And the loss is going to be tiny on the other half. So yeah, it's crazy, bro. This is not coincidence. Look at the... This is where you would enter this trade, right? If you took the short with me, look at this entry, guys. Look at this. The entry is the body of this candle. Look where this candle goes. To the tick. Stops out all the traders that are long, or that are short, and then rejects. How is that coincidence? I'm sorry, it's not. These markets are controlled. I know it's hard to believe. I know you want to believe that there's buyers and sellers controlling, but intraday, I am telling you right now, this shit is controlled. Sometimes it paints outside the lines, and yes, maybe we get stopped if this is going to be a bullish situation, but if this is going to deliver where I think it is, which is down here, this is by design. Hashtag not financial advice. And I see this happen. This is not just today, guys. There's a reason I decided to move my stop up here, because I know that if they're trying to stop out shorts, they're moving up to their entry, stopping them out, generating liquidity. It's a selling event, and the big money is allowed to short the market from here, and then they deliver lower. So now, guys, that this happened, I'm going to move my stop loss on this trade below this candle's body high. So I'm moving my stop. I'll show you on the eval. You guys can see it right here. You can see now we're back up to 50,200 on this. So now I'm eliminating trailing drawdown, because I believe if the market's going to be bearish here, we're going to come all the way down to this low. I don't want to see it come back up and trade up to here. So I'd rather see a clean delivery, not have to worry about trailing drawdown. This to me signifies that the market will collapse here. So I hope you guys are learning stuff from this stream. Warriors for your shoe is all out. Congrats, bro. I think for sure if you want to take a partial in this volume imbalance like I did. Do you see how I took a partial in the volume imbalance on this account? This is what I did on my funded as well, guys. Because I knew that if we're going to be having like a rebuy up, then we would bounce out of the volume imbalance and then maybe get the delivery later. So my stop on my eval and funded, guys, is at this red candle's body high. So the body of the candle is where the stop is. Because if we're bearish, we should completely collapse here. We should not trade back up to there. Oh, let's go. I think one of my friends got a job. Let's go. All right, so again, guys, stop is at the body of this candle, because if we are bearish, we should just reject. We should not go back up there. It's possible that we come up, guys, and trade into this 1 minute gap, but I doubt it. And if that is the case, I'd rather just be out of the trade and be done. Booking my profits, be happy. Let's look at the 30-second chart. Nothing that I see that's obvious. But I would love to see the market just completely collapse here. Fries in the bag, baby. Yep, let's go. Again, guys, I could care less what happens now. I would love to see this be the rejection in the market. Where did this come from? Okay, there's a 2 minute fair value gap here that we inversed, and we're coming up to trade into it, so I would not be surprised if we come all the way up to the 2 minute high, which is right here, but I don't care. I have my stop where it is, and that's the end of it. Congrats to anyone who took that, by the way. So hold on. What was I saying? Oh, Warriors for Yeshua, 2172. Very nice, bro. Is that on a 50K account, Warriors for Yeshua, or was that on a bigger account? I hate managing 2 accounts. I'm up 24 on the 300K and down $25 in the 25K. Oh, it's a 300K account. Nice. Yeah, and you guys see this trend line that's forming here? I think this is going to get swept at some point. So hopefully it happens on this leg of price. But the other thing they can do, guys, is they leave this trend line. Then they bring the market higher again, and then they dump it later. So we'll see. Good job, Warriors for Yeshua. I'm happy that you got that, bro. So we got a win in the live stream. One of my very good friends got a really nice law job at a big construction firm. We got people passing their evals. It's all insane. Everyone's winning on winning today. Okay, so this is where I want to see the delivery. So now, guys, I'm moving my stop to this candle's high right here. I mean, to this candle's body. Slowly moving my trailing drawdown. If you're on a cash account, guys, you don't have to do that, right? But I have trailing drawdown on some of these accounts, so. This will be a huge win on the funded account. We'll be up over a K on the day, so that's hype. We just formed perfect equal lows here, so I would not be surprised now if we come up, stop me out, and then go lower, but I don't care, guys. I'm moving my stops slowly. I'm protecting my capital, managing risk. That's what's more important than getting big wins, okay? Here, I'll move my eval account on here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So you're actually looking at a P&L. Maybe I'll move it right here, just so that in case we wick. All right, so there's the stop out, guys. We brought the account to 50,180. That's pretty good for one day. And yeah. So I think that's it, guys. If I see anything else A+, I will call it as always. I always want to show it on the screen for those of you who maybe want to join or are new to the Discord. I always call my live alerts in the live alert section. Yesterday, we called a winning trade in the market chat. I went over this. If you guys have not watched the daily market recap yet, watch this. I went over the 15-minute setup that I saw yesterday that we booked profits on. And yeah. Pay attention, guys. I think this low is coming. Once this low gets swept, there's nothing A+. If we had equal highs, I might look for a setup. But once this low gets swept right here, wow, I can't believe I got stopped out on that. I should have moved my stop right above the candle's high. But I think this is going to dump, guys. I think it's going to dump hard. So I would take a partial at this low, and then I would just leave runners. Because we might even come down to the 50% of the leg, which is all the way down here at 21,594. So, yeah. Apex is paying because I got to make 20K without losing 700. It's super hard. Warriors for Yeshua. Super hard. All right, guys. So that's it for me. Again, if I see something A+, again, I will call it in the Discord. If I start selling puts on anything, I'll let you guys know. I wish you guys the best. And we'll tomorrow, one second before I leave. Tomorrow, guys, again, under the economic calendar section, Forex or forexfactor.com. I post this every week, but we have red folder news at 8:15 tomorrow morning. And then we have 10 a.m. news. I will probably just be up for the 10 a.m. news. I don't know if this is going to move the market much. But yeah, congrats to everyone who won today. It was a great trade. This is probably going to go all the way down here. So wish you the best. Don't chase price if you haven't entered the trade already. But I wish you guys the best, and I'll see you tomorrow at market open.